In this episode, we're going to take a look at Neville Goddard's lecture, titled, How to Command Reality with Your Inner Speech. This is the 28th episode of our series where we go through all of Neville Goddard's lectures in chronological order. In each of these episodes, I will summarize the main points of each lecture, giving you just enough information so that you have an understanding of the main concepts and ideas taught in that lesson. And if you're new here, welcome. He says on page 7, if the impressions made upon your imagination are harmonious, then you will wake up refreshed and ready to manifest a new state of affairs. But if you end the day with fear, doubt, or worry, you will find it hard to escape from the vicious circle of misery that they create. He says on page 13, your inner speech is the connecting link between your conscious and subconscious minds. First of all, we need to become aware of our inner speech. Whenever we hear the voice inside our head saying something to us, we need to ask ourselves, is this thought helpful? Is it positive or negative? This can be very difficult at first, because our mind is programmed to think negatively. It's easier for us to think negative thoughts than it is to think positive ones. If you did, please leave a like down below. It helps others find this content and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. But we can train our mind to think positively. We can start by simply telling ourselves positive things. For example, if we're driving to work and we're stuck in traffic, instead of getting angry and frustrated, we can tell ourselves, this is a great opportunity to practice patience. I am grateful that I am stuck in traffic because it is helping me to become a better driver. Or another example, if we're waiting in line at the grocery store and we're feeling impatient, we can tell ourselves, this is a great opportunity to practice gratitude. I am grateful that I am able to afford food. I am grateful that there is food available for me to buy. By practicing this type of self-talk, we can start training our mind to think positively. We can start replacing our negative thoughts with positive ones. If the answer is yes, then we need to let that thought go. We are the ones who create our own happiness. Our thoughts control our reality, and we can control our thoughts by using our inner speech. We can command reality by speaking to ourselves. We need to not give it any attention. But if the answer is no, then we need to start challenging those thoughts. We need to ask ourselves why we are thinking this way. And most likely, we won't be able to answer that question, because most of the time, we don't know why we rethinking the way that we rethinking. We just know that we are. But when we start questioning our thoughts, we start becoming aware of them. We start realizing that we are the ones who are creating our reality. We need to start listening to the voice inside our head. Most people go through their entire lives without ever listening to the voice inside their head. They just let it keep talking, and they don't pay any attention to it. But we need to start paying attention to our inner speech, because it is always talking to us. It is always telling us what to think, what to believe, and if we don't start listening to it, then we will just continue to think negatively. Whatever you tell yourself becomes fact for you, for there is no way to distinguish the voice of the one from that of the other. Both sound alike, and both come from the same source. The only difference between them is in the ideas they express. The ideas of the conscious mind are based on sense knowledge. They are colored by past experiences, and they change with every new experience. The ideas of the subconscious mind are not based on sense knowledge, but on faith. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, and the conviction of things not seen. It is the light that illuminates the darkness of human experience. So Neville is telling us here that we can control our thoughts by using our inner speech. Our inner speech is the voice inside our head that never stops talking. And whatever we tell ourselves, whether it's positive or negative, becomes our reality. There is no difference between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. They are both the same, except that our conscious mind is limited by our experiences, whereas our subconscious mind is not. Our subconscious mind is limitless. It can believe anything. So he's telling us here that when we go to bed at night, if we are thinking thoughts of fear, doubt, or worry, then we're going to wake up the next morning, still in fear, doubt, and worry. Because what we think at the end of the day, we will feel the next morning. So if we end our days in a positive state of mind, then we're going to wake up feeling positive. But if we end our days thinking negative thoughts, then we're going to wake up feeling negative. I've been studying Neville Goddard's work for over a decade now, and I can honestly say that my life has been completely transformed by what I've learned from him. Now before we get into the lecture, I do want to thank all of you who have been supporting the channel and subscribing to it. It means the world to me. I am really enjoying doing these videos because I get to share something that I love with all of you, and I hope that it is helpful. If it is, please leave a like down below. It helps others find this content and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Alright, let's start the lecture. The first thing Neville teaches us in this lecture is that whatever we are thinking is being manifested right now. Neville also tells us that no one can think of two things at once. He says on page 9, when a person goes to sleep, his conscious reasoning ceases, and then his subconscious mind takes over and directs the body's activities. Whatever impressions have been made upon the subconscious during the waking hours are then reproduced according to their varying degrees of intensity. A very strong impression will produce a vivid dream, while a weak or a passing impression may make itself felt only by some sudden movement of the eye or hand or foot. So we know that when we're awake, we're using our conscious mind. That's how we interact with the world around us. We see something, we hear something, we touch something, we smell something, we taste something, and we think about it. All of this is done through our conscious mind. However, when we go to sleep, our conscious mind stops working, and instead, our subconscious mind starts working. Now, our subconscious mind is very powerful. It controls all of our actions. Even when we're awake, our subconscious mind is controlling us, but we don't realize it because our conscious mind is overriding it. But when we go to sleep, our conscious mind stops working, so our subconscious mind starts controlling us. And whatever we think about just before going to sleep, that is what we will dream about. So if we think about something positive just before going to sleep, then we will have a positive dream. But if we think about something negative just before going to sleep, then we will have a negative dream. The next idea Neville teaches us in this lecture is that we can use our inner speech to control our thoughts. So now that we know that we can control our thoughts by using our inner speech, let's talk about how we can do that. The next step is to start questioning our thoughts. And finally, we need to start replacing our negative thoughts with positive ones. And remember, it is not easy to do this. It takes practice. But it is possible. We are the ones who create our own suffering. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you were able to get something out of it.